Michael Tuck ruck roving. Western Australia, Paul Harding to lead. Going to favour Lee. Over the top. Victoria kicking to the right. There's Buckley. It off with Stephen Michael. There's the siren to start the game. Mike Ball to do the first bounce. Barrett for Western Australia. And not
out there participating in this very important game today. There's Lee on the ball. Goes to Harding. Michael Lee trying to battle his way through. Cronin. Umpire Ball on the spot. And he will rebalance.
Players are making sure the opposition not getting away. Quick tackling already.
Ken Hunter is out of the WA side. Disaster has taken his place. There's a quick kick from Watson up towards the half-forward line. And there's the skipper, Robbie Flower, right on the 50-metre line. Kicking towards a Subiaco end, which is a West End. A beautiful kick from Flower. Travelled beautifully right through the middle, and there's the first goal to the Vicks.
Well, that was a quick action by the Victorians. Shot it to Flower, and this talented player from 50 metres out, as Bob just described, straight through the centre. That's lightning stuff. About 30 seconds into the first quarter, and the Vicks are in action.
The breeze has actually swung just a little now, and it appears to be favouring the end to which Victoria are kicking. They are a goal. Western Australia yet to score. Only a couple of minutes into the opening quarter. Harding versus Lee. Out of the centre through Wallace. Victoria up towards half forward. A clash between two Western Australians there, but Malarkey with the ball.
Good courageous mark too.
Gary Malarkey on the 50-metre defensive line. Out towards right half forward. Richardson on the far side of the ground. But again, it's Victoria through Buckley. Again towards half forward. Knights and Glendenning. Gary Malarkey on the 50-metre defensive line. Number 2 is Danaher for Victoria. Bahaja for WA. They're hitting hard at the moment.
1 point only to Jeff Rains on that occasion. He was quick to pick up the crumbs, did so, but inaccurate for shooting.
Good back up there by Rains. Gary Malarkey.
Rains an opportunity, and that kick is offline.
The Exe's Perth and Geelong fullback to kick into play. Down a free kick. Looks like it's going to Victoria.
Robbie Flower.
5-metre line, and there again Robbie Flower, the skipper, running far and wide at the moment. In towards full forward to Danaher. And the free kick once more to Western Australia. And Ross Glendin.
Looks like it might be Rioli to take it. Morris Rioli coming out of defence for WA into the centre.
And Ross Glendin.
Looks like it might be Rioli to take it. And has that mark been paid? It looks like it has, and the recipient Andrew Purser.
Michael.
Number 15, Steve McCann. Out towards left centre wing. Almost Flower again. He's been paid the mark, and that makes it just backward of centre towards half forward. But it's all Victoria, and that's brilliant capture.
What a beautiful
Dominant player in the opening 3 or 4 minutes of
into the ball, but strong hands and shoulder. He leant back and took a very strong catch on that one. Western Australians have got to play close checking because the Vicks are in action. They're moving.
Danaher and Flower. Terry Danaher to kick from about 50 metres out. Right on the 50-metre line.
Shocking kick.
Not a particularly good one, but Wallace is there.
I'll retract that. A good pass.
Terry Wallace, left full forward pocket. Victoria lead 1-1 Western Australia and no score. Wallace from 25 metres out. I think he may have pushed that across. He has. Victoria 1-2. WA no score.
Terry Wallace coming right down from the centre line to the forward pocket and missed one that he possibly could have got, but can't get them all.
Well, Malarkey kicks in again, this time towards the grandstand flank, looking for Johnson. He's in front. Alan Johnson battling, picked up by Rains. Waitman goes over. He'll get a free kick. Oh, it looked in the side from here, but Kevin Smith has ruled that it's in the back.
Good Victorian decision.
50-metre line. Those comments from Marty McDonald. Dale Waitman to have the reins. Waitman goes over. He'll get a free kick. Oh, a kick from the 50-metre line. Robbie Flower kick one from here early. The angle.
Left full forward pocket for Victoria. And at the 4.5-minute mark, they lead 1-2. Western Australia no score. Madden in front. A chance for Watson. Western Australia in trouble at the moment. Out to Johnson from Solon. Going right across the face of goal, Alan Johnson. It's good because Rioli's there. Rioli on the 50-metre defensive line. To right centre wing. And that's a fine mark to Richardson. Western Australia starting to get a little movement now up towards side bottom. It's too far for side bottom. And a grand mark taken there by Stephen Nick at centre half back. To Lee. Lee towards right centre wing. Johnson going to have to get down. Oh, there's a brilliant bump from Rains, and Johnson really felt that. 20 though is Purser. Knights for Victoria. Glendenning going in hard. Taken there by Johnson, and he's penalised for holding the ball.
Good tackle in by the West Australian player.
Solon it'll be to take the kick.
Tony Solon kicks from the centre half back spot, drives a long one towards centre half forward. The mark, yes, it's been paid out there to Michael. Michael goes wide towards the forward pocket, looking for Ralph. Into the pocket.
Solon it'll be to take the kick.
Tony Solon kicks from the centre half back spot, drives a long one to it goes. English there, gets it back to Lee. Plenty of it to the trouble.
Browning up towards left centre wing for Victoria. Knights is high but too early. This allows Glendenning to come through. Glendenning back towards half forward. Out in front then was Ralph. Well, number 10 it was Buckenara. Holding the ball, they scream a throw, and Buckenara to take the kick.
And to go back on the play a bit, Knights has hurt Robert Flower when he went for that mark, and Robbie's limping. It'd be a bad loss for Victoria if he has to go off.
Buckenara is 50 metres out. There's the Buckenara kick. Ralph from behind. All Victoria at this stage as Buckley will clear. Finally it comes out to Greg. Keith Gregg superb to get out of trouble. Greg delightful play to Browning, and Victoria work the ball up towards half forward.
Onto the half forward flank for the Vicks. Glendenning first in the race. Ooh, he's running fair metre. Run the fair measure there, but he finally got it out towards the flank, and WA get it back towards the centre. Comes back towards Tuck. Tuck sparring for a kick, and he'll get it. Now it's holding the ball. It's against Tuck.
I thought he tapped it along, but he was in possession.
Rioli is going to take it. The brilliant centre man, undecided, finally gets his kick to the half forward line.
Rioli's kick to half forward. A big clash there. Victoria through Greg. Browning is in there as well. So too is McCann. That's him, number 15. So it's just inside Western Australia's 50-metre line, but they trail 1-2-8 forward. A big clash there. Victoria through Greg. To no score. Working. This is Danaher. Danaher up towards full forward. Madden in front. He's taken the mark. Too much height at the moment, the Victorians.
Yeah, too much height in the air. Quite right. Greg taking the big ones. Good ruck by line.
This is Danaher. Danaher up towards full forward.
Leading that they were getting the ball down to this area.
He'll is close, but not close enough. 1-3-9, Western Australia, and no score.
Gary Malarkey to take the kick of the play, and Vic's first to the ball at the moment. The WA player's a little bit hesitant. As Malarkey goes right down the centre with a 65-metre kick, a brilliant kick, looking for Michael. There's Rioli. Holding the man, says the umpire.
All the way.
Going well in this first quarter.
And Buckley and Michaels having a bit of a how do you do.
There's the Rioli kick. A long one towards centre half forward. This is where WA are breaking down. McCann first to the race, can't grab it. Does so now. Shovels it further afield. Goes towards the centre. Purser. And the Purser mark. Right in the centre of the square.
Andrew Purser to Solon. They're having to rush their kicks. That one will be okay to Cronin. Cronin in turn to number 5, Bahaja. Bahaja to full forward. Western Australia's first score isn't what they would have wanted.
Yeah, it was good penetrating play by West Australia on that occasion. Bahaja making good an opportunity to take the ball, and the long kick, of course, inaccurate.
This is David Dench at full-back for Victoria, and a brilliant pass to Browning. Mark Browning on the left half-back flank. To left centre wing. Wallace is the target, and there he is. Terry Wallace towards half forward, looking for Knights. Thumped away in defence towards Richardson. Socket off the ground by Bahaja. That had to be a 40 or 50 metre soccer, but look at Greg go. Gregg's got Dench loose, or Browning, and it's Browning to take it on the defensive 50-metre line.
Won the Simpson medal here last year, this far away. He's playing a winner again. Beautiful kick from Browning up towards Flower. Richardson. WA into attack towards the half-forward line. Buckenara goes the short pass to Ralph. It's a beauty.
Yes, Richardson and Buckenara featuring well in the two passes of play in the sorties to the forward position, and Warren Ralph takes a mark which he's noted for, the fast leader, and he's on a most acute.
And Buckenara goes the short pass to Ralph. It's a beauty.
Yes, Richardson and Bucking on a very hard shot from here.
He'll kick from just over the 50-metre line. The leading full forward in Western Australia on the kick. The long kick towards full forward. It looks good. It is. 4 points to WA.
Yes, Warren Ralph's in action. That's what the West Australian people have been waiting for, is a talented player, this player. Not because he's just kicked 1 goal today, but I think he could be in for a good day. He can sustain pressure, which he obviously will cop, but 1 goal to West Australia, 1 goal 1 to Victoria, 1 goal 3. I just noticed that Robin Flower couldn't take that. They went for one-handed mark prior to that. He could be injured.
Well, we are now 11 minutes into the first quarter. Victoria 139, Western Australia 117, and the ball is on Victoria's right half forward flank. Waiting for the throw-in. About 60 metres around. Cunningham in front. This ball has been touched, knocked on cleverly by Knights. Solon went down. It'll be cleared by Barrett. Nice kick up towards half forward. Thumped on cleverly that time to Richardson.
I think Richardson could have kicked that goal himself, Marty.
Yes, he was most creative.
Towards half forward. Thumped on cleverly that time to Richardson.
He's been so on the last 3 occasions, but he's certainly an unselfish player, and I think he should.
And in front that time, McCann.
Finally taken.
He's been so on the last 3 occasions, but he's certainly an unselfish player, and I think he should.
Taken away by Eck. He kicks it towards the centre, looking for Peter Knights. Humped away in the centre, it's Wallace. Off the ground by Solon. Richardson again. Centre half forward spot. Drives it into full forward, looking for Ralph. Ralph in front by second goal.
Good goal by Warren Ralph on that occasion. He was under a pressure then when he chased the ball. He used his speed under great pressure by the Victorian, but off the ground, as you can see. He's an all-round player this way, and 2 goals to Warren Ralph. Chased the ball. He used his speed under great pressure by the Victorian. Here he is in replay. Warren Ralph using his goal to Western Australia.
Just snuck it in, so WA at the 13-minute mark.
Here he is in replay. Warren Ralph using his
2-2-14, Victoria 139. Out wide, Danaher on the 50-metre line. Johnson backing up, and Cronin right into the middle of Johnson's back. So Wayne Johnson, an opportunity to reply for Victoria.
Brilliant kick, this fellow.
And that is a superb pass, straight to up, and Cronin right into the middle of Johnson's back. So Wayne Johnson, Tim Watson didn't gain a lot of meterage, but certainly improved the angle.
The angle is better.
Brilliant kick, this fellow.
And that is a superb pass, straight to
Timmy Watson. Kicked many goals for Essendon.
45 metres out, got a little close to the man on the mark. It doesn't matter, it's through, and Victoria's.
By the public, you know, for what for, I don't really know. It was a well-passed one and an accurate kick.
Bouch is ready to come on the ground for Western Australia.
Here he is, the big Iron Man of the Western Australian football, about to take the ground to replace Andrew Purser, noted for his vigour and his strength, and he's also a talented ruckman.
Well, there's a kick going to Whiteman in the centre, an infringement of the rules there as it comes up towards him.
About to take the ground to replace Andrew Purser.
Line. Some of the WA players a little bit nervous. Panizza. No, but it's a free kick to Langford. Well, there's a kick going to Whiteman in the centre, an infringement of the rules there as it comes up towards him. Right half back on Langsford. Tremendous kick right up towards a half-forward line. Danaher high in the air, can't mark it. On the ground, he's going to get the free kick. Terry Danaher.
He's a lucky one then.
50-metre line.
Cross.
Tremendous kick right up towards a half.
To Wallace. Wallace is caught. Breaks the tackle low. Hang on, I think it was... There's the Western Australian contingent. That's Coach John Todd on the phone. Next to him, Ken McCauley, a state selector, and Lorne Cook. But the action back out on the ground.
Right on the 50-metre mark, John.
Yep.
Can you do this one?
Terry Danaher can with the breeze, and he's a very long kick. He'll be kicking from about 55. Decides to go for the pass. It's a beauty to straight to Mark Lee.
Beautiful physique, this fellow, Matty.
Yes, he's a lot of man. 6'6" or something of him. Got speed, plenty of strength. I'd like to see him with more fire in his play, but you can't have everything. God didn't give him everything.
15 minutes in, Victoria 2-3-15, WA 2-2-14.
He's getting the razzle-dazzle from the crowd.
Lee's kick looks good.
It is good.
It's Victoria's third.
Well, there's nothing in the game at the moment. It's goal for goal. Victoria in the ascendancy by 7 points through sheer ability to get the ball out of the centre and down the ground, but one couldn't suggest that either side's going to win at this stage, because both sides are in there with a big chance, and there's, to my way of opinion, there's no show of nerves at this occasion by either side. They're settling down well. There he is, big Ron Boucher in the picture, the Iron Man of West Australian football. See what he can do today.
Just on the 17-minute mark in the first quarter. 3-3 Victoria, 2-2 Western Australia. Whiteman comes out with the ball again, drives it up towards the forward area. Looking for big Mark Lee, uses the body beautifully. Right on the 25-metre line. Malarkey had no chance.
I think Harding was the fellow and showed his disgust then.
Whiteman comes out with the ball again, drives it up towards the forward area.
Big fellow's got too much weight for him on that occasion. Getting the front berth, #1 priority.
Directly in front. 25 metres out, kicked the last goal. And should kick this one, and does.
Yes, it was obviously a goal. Not much crowd acclamation, and it was an indication in West Australia whether it was a goal or not. But second goal to Mark Lee, fourth goal to Victoria. Victoria, 4 goals 3, 27 points, leading West Australia 2 goals 2, 14 points at the 17.5-minute mark.
And it's been all Victoria at the moment. The breeze really isn't a factor. There's a slight breeze in their favour, but nothing much to talk about. Their side bottom hasn't done much at centre half forward yet. And there's Ron Boucher. Let's see what he can do for WA. Proposed by Madden. Boucher, but this is tuck in the centre. Towards right half forward. Knights, Glendenning from behind. Buckley and Knights. That's Jim Buckley for Victoria. Solon should get there first, although Danaher has something to say about that. This is Terry Danaher. Centre. Towards right half forward. Knights, Glendenning from behind. Picking holes in the Western Australian defence at the moment.
Weak defensive play by Barrett on that occasion. Should have backed for that one. Shouldn't have let him go uncontested. And Waitman did it. Courageously stood there, took the grab.
Dale Waitman will kick from 25 metres out, and the angle certainly won't bother him at all. There's the Waitman kick. I think he's pushed it across. He has.
Yes, you can see by his idea of putting his hands to his head. He's disgusted with himself, and he certainly should be.
Well, a brilliant Richmond Rover doesn't miss too many of those as Malarkey kicks in once again towards the member stand flank.
Pushed it across. He has.
Yes, you can see by his
Michael hasn't done much to date. Boucher.
Free kick.
This will be Stephen
Yes,
Michael's
it's got to
kick.
come back to Michael, apparently. It was given to Michael in the first place. Boucher took it off him. Michael hasn't done much to date. Boucher.
Free kick.
And the captain of Western Australia, Stephen Michael, on the half-back flank.
Will be Stephen
Yes,
Michael's
it's got to
kick.
come back to Michael, apparently. It was given to Michael in the first place. Boucher took it off him.
And he's got Wallace available in the centre if he wants him. Decides to ignore it. Knights in front.
Free kick to West Australia.
Barrett will take a kick, being interfered with by Jim Buckley.
Front man being paid the kicks all over the ground.
That's quite right.
And that's where they have to be, is in front. Rod Barrett going past right centre wing. Buckenara the target. Richardson from behind. Richardson across to Buckenara. He in turn to Rioli, who's 50 metres out and closing. Buckenara's lost a shoe, it looks like. The right one it is.
Won't miss it, though.
It hasn't affected his kicking, but he's put it through.
As Gary Buckenara, I love those running shots. He hasn't lost his talent for these. He's, matter of fact, he's possibly improved, if anything. He read the play beautifully then, without boot, picked it up, assessed where the goal was, straight through the centre, and a much-needed goal to Western Australia.
20-minute mark at the first. Victoria 4-4-28, WA 3-2-20, and Buckenara used to play for Subiaco here, so he knows this ground like the palm of his hand. Big Mark Lee's back in there and gets the thump. The WA Rovers are picking him up now as Cronin boots it toward the flank, and a free kick where it lands.
And Boucher's in action already.
Well, his teammate got fell then.
Alan Johnson's going to take it at centre half forward. Oh, a wobbly old kick towards Ralph. Dench is with him. Into the pocket it goes. Oh, kept in play beautifully as English picks it up, boots it back towards Rains, and Sidebottom takes the mark.
Gary Sidebottom has marked about 65 metres out. I doubt if he'll do the distance, maybe looking for a lead from Ralph. It's not forthcoming. Tried to kick the cover off it.
Boots it back towards Rains, and Sidebottom takes the mark.
Gary Sullivan Michael an opportunity. That's Wallace for Victoria to tackle being put on Rains. Wallace coming through. Finally Tuck, but only as far as Solon. Solon, desperate error that time. This is Waitman for Victoria, right centre wing.
Good play by Waitman.
Towards half forward, Danaher and Malarkey. Barrett trying to get him off Malarkey's back. And Malarkey unable to control it. So quick transference of play from defence into attack for the Vicks.
And very good.
4-4-28 to 3-2-20.
Sorry, John. Very good shepherd by Rod Barrett on that occasion. Little fella used his body intelligently, but over the line and went.
There's the rucks gathering again. Richardson trying to bring it away, throws it out the length, but he can't pick it up. Buckley can. Jim Buckley at centre half forward, sees Danaher towards full forward. That's the way it goes in the sure hands of Terry Danaher.
Got over the line and went.
There's the rucks gathering again. Richardson trying to bring it away.
No,
Great player, this fellow.
He's, but he gets into be getting away from going.
From the 25-metre mark, kicking towards the western end. There's Danaher's kick. No trouble this one. Full points to Victoria.
Looked very confident then, Danaher, firstly, in his approach to the mark. Took a very strong mark. Wasn't worried about the punch from behind. He had his eyes on the ball, and that was it, and he couldn't miss the straight shot, of course, directly in front.
Well, Victoria are leading at the 23-minute mark, 22.5-minute mark. Victoria 5-4-34 to Western Australia 3-2-20. And Murray Rance is off and Peter Bosustow is on in the interchange. Victoria 5-4-34, WA 3-2-20. Bosustow is on for Western Australia. Rance is off. Up towards half forward for the Vicks. Wallace. Again, Wallace going in for it. Johnson there as well, number 6. Left centre wing. Big Lee, beautiful. Straight down to the little fella Waitman. Tuck, left foot. Solon tried to get it away. Finally, it's left to Glendenning. Glendenning out to the vacant half forward line.
Can he clear a ball?
Annie Watt leading in the race for it. McCann. With him Bosustow, who's just come on the ground. We are 23.5 minutes in, and it's 34 plays 20. Victoria in front.
Surprising pace there for Stephen McCann for a big man. Michael and Mark Lee on the far side. And Waitman again going to take the kick.
Good.
This fellow at the moment.
Excellent tap down by Lee, right to Waitman. A man handled him and a free kick resulted.
This is his 6th kick coming up, but he didn't get it. Keith Gregg. Twisting and turning out of trouble, McCann. Stephen McCann, the former West Australian, booting it up towards Knights. Dumped away from him. Picked up by Johnston. Back it goes to the wing. A chance for Buckenara. Goes for the long kick towards the pocket to Bosustow. Can he reach it? He's got no back. Stephen McCann, the former West Australian, booting it up towards Knights. Dumped away from him. Up when the ball's out of play.
Take that excitement.
WA into attack just inside their 50-metre line. It was a good tap out to Buckenara. Was meant for Rioli.
Handball straight.
The breeze freshening just a smidgen at the moment. Side bottom, putting himself in the spot for a kick and gets it.
He done it well, so he just stopped Marty at the right time.
Yes, he did. He sucked Lee into that one all right.
Ralph waiting right back. Side bottom well within kicking distance. He'd only be, well, he'll kick from probably about just inside 50 metres.
He can kick a ball sidey.
That's going to have no trouble with distance. The accurate.
All right.
Ralph waiting right back. Side bottom well within kicking distance. He'd only be not there at all. Yeah, was given as a behind, so it did score. Thought it was out on the full. So Western Australia move a little bit closer. Dench's kick, a beauty. Looking up there for Danaher. He's having a run on the ball.
He's good overhead, this Terry Danaher.
Is he ever? He's on the right half-back flank at the moment. Beautiful torpedo punt kick. The right centre wing. Richardson from the side. Number 7 is Watson for Victoria, but it's Tuck now. Tuck to full forward. Western Australia in all sorts of trouble at the moment. Glendenning, look at him go.
Stop.
The right centre wing. Richardson from the side. Number 7 is Watson for Glendenning to Buckenara. Buckenara along to Johnson. Lovely pass to Warren Ralph. That's good play.
Excellent play, generated from the timely way that Glendenning saw the ball from the back line, picked it up out of Knight's hands, and then West Australia went into action and pinpointed the ball beautifully down the ground and made excellent position to the spearhead Warren Ralph, 45 metres out from goal.
He'll kick from 50 though. He's already got 2. It's a long torpedo punt kick. 3-4-22 Western Australia trailing Victoria 5-4-34 at the 26.5-minute mark.
Mark Browning to take this kick into play. Kicks it towards the flank. Johnston.
Oh, shocking out
He's doing down there. Chance now for Alan Johnson. 50 metres out, drives it in towards full forward with a good kick, but it's offline once more.
Stephen Michael shepherded. I think he lost his position where the goals were. Tom was going through the goals and through 1 point.
David Dench now coming in to take the kick out.
Dench going almost straight down the centre. Again Danaher, but missed that one. Chance for WA through Peninsula it was. Busasto dropped that. Got it to Michael. Michael to full forward. And Western Australia have scored their 4th.
Could have been touched, Marty, the way Busasto...
Must have been, because Busasto was very quick to get it to Stephen Michael. He shot it out. Here it is in replay. Didn't appear to be touched, but the handball was slick to Stephen Michael waiting. The talking was obviously very good. The communication was excellent, and Stephen Michael did the rest.
27.5 minutes into this first quarter. Victoria 5-4-34. Western Australia 4-5-29. 5 points the difference. Boucher gets the thump. Up in the centre by Johnson having a run on the ball. Knights hasn't been in the Glendenning. Buckenara, he's been a good player for WA in this quarter.
And so is Glendenning. He's killing Knights.
Puts it towards half forward. Rioli out on the flank at the moment. WA quickly going on with the game from Peninsula down towards half forward. McCann in front. Stephen McCann showing plenty of pace to the balance of Mark Browning.
Browning over right centre wing. Barrett from behind is good play. The 2-1 situation here. It looked like Stephen Nick a long way down. Now to Rains. Rains up towards full forward. And Malarkey used his body well to get Danaher out of the road. Tried to get it across to a teammate in Phil Cronin. And it's right on Victoria's 50-metre line. They lead 5-4-34 to 4-5-29. 28.5 minutes in. Harding from behind. That was a bad hand pass. It went straight to Cronin. Cronin up towards the wing. Side bottom getting it on. This is Busasto. Had a lot of kicks since he's come on the ground. Busasto, beautiful use of the ball to Richardson. They've got 2 or 3 loose, Western Australia. There's one. Buckenara from 50 metres. It's a long kick. It's a good kick. And that's Western Australia's 5th, and they're a point in front.
West Australia are running now, moving beautifully, moving the ball well. Buckenara extremely fast on that occasion. Alan Johnson absolutely starring. when he gets the ball, Alan Johnson, he certainly complements the ability to get it by beautiful kicking. He knows how to pinpoint it, as you can see on your picture then. But all players, the West Australian players, did it admirably.
29.5-minute mark. WA 5-5-35, Victoria 5-4-34. That's Buckenara's 7th kick for the quarter. And as I said before, he knows this ground like the palm of his hand. Boucher back in the centre versus Mark Lee. WA more determined now as umpire Mike Ball will rebounce. Boucher again and Lee. Lee getting that big frame up of his to get the kick, but Buckenara once more kicks at the half-forward line.
Out looking for Richardson. They've got 2 or 3 to play against. That was Panizza trying to get it down to Rioli. Look at Greg come through. Well, Glendenning it was who destroyed that ball brilliantly. Tried to get it out to Solon. Solon running back towards defence. Now comes in towards Buckenara, who's on right centre wing. Buckenara, a long kick towards Richardson. Richardson can't mark that. Rioli, Richardson. Richardson to Rioli. Rioli across to Panizza. Panizza from 50 metres. The kick is long but inaccurate.
Quick change of exchange of handball then by Rioli and Panizza. Very quick stuff, but 1 point resulting only.
Dench kicking into play as the siren has gone to end the first quarter. The score is Western Australia 5-6-36, Victoria 5-4-34.
Kevin Taylor on the ground for Western Australia.
Western Australia 5-6-36, Victoria 5-4-34. It's Lee again, straight to Rioli. Kick smothered. Cleverly knocked on by Panizza though. That's Solon for WA towards half forward. Richardson. Greg to mop up for Victoria. Met rather heavily. That's Johnson for WA. Up toward Oli. Kick smothered. Cleverly knocked on by Panizza though. It's Ralph who's out in front and marked. Playing well for 2 goals so far, Percy Johnson.
And that's what he needs because he's too quick for his immediate opponent. Here it is, 1.5 yards to 2 yards clear.
3rd mark to Warren Ralph.
And he'll be kicking from about 28 metres out. Angle won't worry him at all. Breeze not a factor. He's pushed that off to the side and has missed.
Yes, that's been one of his letdowns in the last little bit of the season, Warren. He's been missing goals that he should kick, and he knows Subiaco Oval. He should be able to kick that one because the breeze is an absolutely no factor at all.
He's the leading goal kicker here, leading full forward in Western Australia for the last 3 years as David Dench goes towards the outer side, looking for Michael Tuck. Tuck in front, not paid. Like it comes to a full forward spot, a chance for side bottom. McCann's there with him, very close to the line. Is it pushed out on the full? No, a throw to take place in that left full forward bottom.
Halfway between the 25 and 50 metre line, or closer in fact to the 25 metre line. Western Australia in attack. Lee versus side bottom. Lee with clean possession. Number 11 for WA is Langsford. High kick, they were waiting for that to come down. Victoria to clear. Through English. Towards left centre wing. Flower is there. Panizza has the ball knocked away by his own man Glendenning. Look at Glendenning keeping the ball out in front of him. Looks like Danaher is playing on him at the moment. Up towards half forward. Alan Johnson pushed as he kicked, and the kick is way offline.
He's come right to life, but Alan
Panizza has the ball knocked away by his own man Glendenning. Look at Glendenning keeping the ball out in front.
Johnson, after a relatively slow start, he's been in everything in the last 10 or 12 minutes of that last quarter.
And had no chance to bring that in.
David Dench to bring the ball back into play from the left fullback.
At start of this quarter.
It's in full stride then, Alan Johnson, the Melbourne winger. To flank, looking for Mark Lee. Panizza. Scramble on that half-forward line, umpire Kevin Smith.
Flower's very tentative at the moment. He's obviously feeling those ribs. I've watched him 2 or 3 times, and he doesn't want to put the body in. He shouldn't be out there, I don't think.
5-7 to 5-4 in the opening minutes of the second quarter in favour of Western Australia. Richardson, Rioli. Good play there by Johnston, and Wayne Johnson having a run on the ball apparently at the moment, taking this kick on the half-back line.
Johnson on left half-back. Talented left footer. Another immaculate kick over left centre wing. They all went too early. Glendenning didn't. Off to Barrett. And Barrett with the left foot toward left half-back. Talented left footer. towards half forward. Browning in the right spot. Too far for him. Side bottom. Very lucky Gary side bottom to get that one. And a 15-metre penalty has been awarded by umpire Kevin Smith. And that will bring side bottom to within about 60 metres of the Western Australian goal. It's a good long kick right into the square. Lee up. Actually missed the whole lot of them then. And WA have scored a behind. So they go to 5-8-38. Victoria 5-4-34.
Well, Johnston off for Victoria. And
it's a good long kick right into the square. Lee up.
Michael Condell on as Dench once more kicks towards the grandstand flank, looking for Terry Danaher into the last line of defence. Scramble of players in there. Dench coming out with it, kicks it back to the flank.
Must have been touched.
Irons at the umpires. Taylor gets it. Rioli's on his correct foot. I think he's offline. 1 point.
Kevin Taylor on the ground now, John, and that's a big move for WA because, in my opinion, he is the most in-form footballer in Western Australia at the moment.
That's a good comment, and Western Australia paying heavily for these misses at the moment. They've scored 3 behinds and have been doing all the attacking so far in the quarter. As Victoria through Rains trying to get the ball out. Finally to McCann. McCann towards right centre wing. Barrett for WA though. Taylor. All the attacking so far in the quarter. As Victoria through Rains trying to get the... Victoria doing it well this time. Into the centre of the ground. What a good kick. And it's straight to Barrett. Rod Barrett up towards half forward. And Big Lee the only one there.
Not much available for Barrett then. There wasn't much movement from centre half forward.
Lee towards centre half forward. Glendenning over the top. Danaher. Danaher popping it over towards Knights. And Peter Knight's able to take what is probably his first mark for the game.
He's had one other kick, and that was a smothered kick.
So let's see what he does with this. Peter Knights will kick from about 35 metres out. Knights to full forward. And you can tell from the crowd reaction that the kick was offline. So neither side able to score goals at the moment.
And the Hawthorn Star a little bit offline. There's the WA bench there, obviously fairly happy at this stage. Malarkey going straight up the centre. Langford there, he's opposed by 3 Victorian players. Tucker's one of them. Rioli up to the centre. Chance for Taylor. Kevin Taylor, who Melbourne Knights remember played the season with South Melbourne, towards half forward. And that's a good mark up there to Des English. Quickly to the flank. Robbie Flower gets it further afield, and WA Victoria going through it from Danaher back to Flower. He's at half forward, has a long kick in towards full forward on the 50-metre line. A chance for Waitman. Gives it over to Wallace. He's trapped around the neck, and the free kick to go to Wallace.
Well, very lucky to get that free kick, actually. I thought that the tackle was fairly legit, but we can't complain. It was the West Australian umpire that blew the whistle. So hard-working player, Wallace, and he likes to move into his forward line a lot.
And he will take this kick from about 30 metres out directly in front. Wallace's kick looks good. It is, and Victoria have kicked their 6th.
Yes, and that's a very vital goal. That's a very vital goal for Victoria, with Wallace penetrating again to his forward line. It was interesting to me in that first quarter to watch Maurice Rioli covering this fella deep, even deep right into the right forward pocket.
6 kick to Terry Wallace. 6-5 Victoria, 5-9 WA.
With Wallace penetrating again to his forward line, it was interesting to me in that first quarter.
At the 7. Michael Tuck. Half forward, looking for Knights. Chance for Rains. He's on the 50-metre mark. Hotly pressed over there. Play on, says the umpire. To Green. Green has a long kick towards full forward. Madden. Simon Madden positioned himself well, right on the edge of the square. And should have no trouble in putting this one through. A very handy ruckman, this fellow, and lurking in that forward pocket. As we know, kicks many goals in Victoria. Madden. Simon Madden positioned himself well, right on the edge of the square. Shouldn't have any trouble with this one. Kicking, was he sneaked it through? He has, and 4 points again to Victoria.
Yes, and Victoria's starting to look dangerous. Playing normal pattern football, and it's interesting to me to notice Rains out on that half-forward flank. I'm surprised that they haven't used this fellow more. I would have thought he would have gone into the centre, but of course Wallace likes it in the nitty-gritty, and he was influential in taking that ball out to push forward. So I suppose they're using Wallace's grit at the bounce downs and Rains' pace out on the flanks.
So at the 8.5 minute mark, Victoria 7-5-47 to Western Australia 5-9-39. Again through Tuck.
Bounce downs and Rains' pace out on the flanks.
So at the 8.5, charging through for Western Australia, that's Solon on the right centre wing, going towards Wallace. Richardson an opportunity for WA. He's caught. Hand pass to English, the wrong man. In the centre of the ground now is Conlon. Look at Conlon go. Beautiful hand pass to Rains. Rains long to full forward. Madden and Malarkey there as well. Malarkey happy to see that there.
Andrew Purser on the ground in that back pocket with Paul Harding doing the ruck work now for Western Australia.
And Purser it was that knocked it through. Malarkey out to the half-back line. Lee from behind. Tuck. Tried to give it across to Conlon. He's caught, holding the ball.
Interesting to see this fella on the ground now, Conlon. He's a flyer, and it's interesting also that Rains has come into the game since Conlon's been running.
Maurice Rioli on the half-back line, out of side. Comes inboard. For looking for Stephen Michael Orr. Side bottom. Centre of the ground. Richardson all on his own, 50 metres out. Puts it onto his left foot towards goals. A pretty good kick. Won't make the distance. Into the pocket it goes. Taylor's there, so is English, and the ball's out of play.
Mike Richardson hasn't.
Richardson all on his own, 50 metres out.
7-6-48 to 5-9-39. Buzusto was there to do the ruck work. Could have almost taken clean possession of the ball then.
WA needs Stephen Michael to get into the game. He's probably only had one kick for the game so far.
Yep, 10.5 minutes into the second quarter. That's Michael. Lee from behind. Beautiful thump. Only as far as Rioli though. Gregg, an opportunity. He'll get a kick for a push.
Superbly balanced footballer, this fella.
Keith Gregg, last line of defence. Going up towards the right centre wing, looking for Lee. Beautiful backing up by Victoria. Hand pass out to Waitman. He in turn up to Tuck. Tuck with the left foot. Knight's all by himself. Couldn't take the mark. Barrett overran that, but went back brilliantly to trap it. 11 was Langsford. 3 is Buckley for Victoria. Bodies going in all over the place at the moment. Barrett emerges. Back to Malarkey, and he didn't even have a look, Malarkey, and there was 3 Victorians there. That's Tuck. Easy as you like across to Green.
Looking very dangerous now. They're starting to get numbers all over the place, Victoria. They're outnumbering WA at the moment.
Green from 50 metres out, directly in front. That's a superb long kick, but it's just offline.
From a West Australian point of view, it was superb. It just missed the line, and now Victoria are slipping into inaccuracy. First it was WA in this quarter, and now Victoria.
There's Russell Green, the half-back flanker there for Hawthorn, but very versatile player. And that one having a shot for goal. Richardson. Further field of Panizza. The speeds to this fellow, but he's well tackled, holding the man by Wallace, and the kick comes up further field. Blackwell now on the ground for Western Australia. Changes being made by John Todd. Not a good kick. Finds the ever reliable Wallace.
Played superbly, hasn't he?
Covering a tremendous amount of the ground. One of the favourites apparently for the Brownlow medal in Victoria. He's having a good season. Half-back line. This is his 8th kick as he kicks it into the centre. And a great mark there to Danaher.
What a good player this fella is.
Danaher in the centre. Tucker's got by himself again. Langsford too far away from him to spoil the mark, and Tucker's taken it. And he'll kick from about 45 metres out from goal.
He's adept at doing that. One of the best ruck rows in Australia, I would say.
If not the best.
Long experienced player too.
Michael Tuck. Kick from 50 metres out. And again, Victoria beset with inaccuracy. Moved to 7-8-50. Western Australia 5-9-39.
Not used to kicking on dry grounds, Perce.
And they're kicking from a long way out too, Bob. They're setting up their shots from around about 45 to 50.
Malaki bringing the ball back into play. Richardson, they all went too early except Buckenara. Gary Buckenara going into the centre of the ground to the lead of Sidebottom. Almost didn't make it. Johnson caught. Wallace in the middle, and he'll get a kick for a push.
I thought he missed the first one, picked up the second one, but Wallace boots a long one towards full forward. Danaher.
How would you like him playing centre forward for you?
Use his body superbly, doesn't he?
50-metre line into Knights. Peter Knights used his body well, coming in there. He's about 30 metres out. And the high-flying Knights, who's had a great career with Hawthorn, overcome many injuries. Shooting towards the Perth end of the ground. Kicked a lot of goals, this fellow, and there's another one. Through for 4 points.
Yes, it's interesting now with the change. They startedly changed that. He's now the focal point of the Victorian attack, and of course Wallace continues to do well. This fellow is a magnificent game reader, Wallace. He seems to be able to pop on the end of a play no matter whether West Australia have got the ball or whether Victoria have got it, and he is one of the big key factors in the revitalisation that's seen Victoria break away.
So at the 14.5-minute mark, Victoria 8-8-56, WA 5-9-39. And again, through Madden, but only as far as Rioli. Richardson an opportunity if he's quick enough. Browning's there. Superbly done by Blackwell. Oh, a high tackle, gone unsighted on Bosustow. And Peter Bosustow not happy with that, nor of the crowd.
West Australia haven't done as well since Paul Harding's been doing the ruck work.
Sidebottom uses his body to get in front. Victoria going to get out of trouble with a hand pass to McCann. Look at McCann fighting for the ball. And Blackwell let go a bit of a right hook then. Most unusual.
Bit surprising that Boucher hasn't been brought back into the play.
A bounce down to take place on the half-forward line for Western Australia. Sidebottom there battling with Madden. Beautifully done there by Royal. Brian Royal kicks it towards the centre. Harding takes them up. Young player for Western Australia, gives it to Panizza. Goes right across the ground looking for Taylor. And a 15-metre penalty.
He foxed for that.
And he's condemned from West Australia, Victoria, and all over Australia in this act. Kevin Taylor, he certainly sucks the opposition in, and make no mistake about it, his goal kicking of late has been magnificent.
Well, he was 50 metres out, now he's 35, should have no trouble with the distance. Kicking towards the Subiaco end. The breeze not a factor at the moment. There's the left footer. Swings it in towards 4 foot. I think he's missed. He has.
Yeah, he's never lost a game of bluff poker, I can tell you that, but he gets them in all the time.
So Western Australia have scored 4 points for the quarter. Victoria have scored 3 goals for. That's the difference. Out towards right half back. Madden the target. Not paid. Madden still battling. Cleverly into the path of Green. That's a good tackle. It looks like it was put on Danaher, but no kick forthcoming. Very tight in the middle there at the moment. Finally it comes out to Green. It was put on Danaher, but no kick forthcoming. Green up towards the wing, and the mark taken by Conlon.
He does it well for a big fella from a forward pocket, this Lee. Doesn't mind making a lead, which is top stuff for a ruckman out of a pocket.
8-8-56 to 5-10-40. Lee from 50 metres out. Into the square. Knights and Glendenning. They're getting that ball. Once they get the ball deep into their forward line, Victoria, they invariably score.
Malaki goes out to Langsford, who takes it at half back. Second state game for Don Langsford. Keith Gregg, beautifully done.
They had the numbers there too, Victoria. If he didn't mark it, it was to the deck, and they had another one there.
Well, he's taken this mark on the half-back flank. No trouble in getting around. Kicks it back towards a half-forward line. Barrett.
She's a great player, this little fellow. He's done a superb job in this quarter of game.
Some good marking by both sides in this quarter. There's Rodney Barrett. 168 games for his club here in Western Australia. South Fremantle. He boots it up towards the wing. That's a good mark. Yes, that's been paid to Simon Madden.
Starting to get outsized a bit around the ground, John.
Yeah, we've got to keep Western Australia got to keep that ball down on the ground if they can, because Victoria certainly have got the height at the moment. Up towards half forward, and they've got the numbers on the ground as well. Wallace, and the only one waiting back. Malarkey will have to hurry, which he does. Knights was closing. Malarkey short to Barrett. Barrett to Tuck.
I think they'll have to have a recount out there shortly.
Langsford could have shepherded Waitman away, but just stood there and let Waitman run past him. Tuck back to half forward. Enormous number of players there. Knights over the top. Stephen Michael went through. So too did Taylor. And Taylor will get the kick for WA.
Taylor going wide out looking for Panizza. Back it comes to centre Bazasto. He's given the free kick away to Wick. Stephen Ick, centre of the ground.
Taylor. And Taylor will get the kick for WA.
Taylor goes out wide to Russell Green. Combining well now, the Bix.
That's silly.
Away to Wick. Stephen Ick, centre of the ground. Ends. Yes.
So one of the big keys at the moment, see Paul Harding off the field against the Bix.
There's Harding coming off the ground as the shot going to be taken by the big fellow, Mark Lee. And a lot of damage to the West Australian rucks, this fellow. He's only about 30 metres out. Lining up again. The Mark Lee kick. And through once more for 4 points to Victoria.
Yes, well, he's been one of the real key players for Victoria. That's his 4th goal this fella's kicked, and actually it's his 3rd goal according to Bob. One's got 4 fingers up, one's got 3 fingers up. I'll take yours, Bob. But it seems to me that Victoria are using him as the spearhead. Knight seems to be taking Malarkey out the road, and they seem to think that Lee would be a little bit quicker than his immediate opponents down there, and he's doing the breakaways.
In the centre, Boucher only as far as Tuck. Knocked on by Madden. Glendenning charging through. The score at the moment, Victoria 9-9-63, WA 5-10-40. We are 20 minutes into the quarter. That was Flower. Conlon was the target.
Starting to lose us across the half-forward line too. Flankers switching all over the place.
Just into attack, Victoria at the moment. Forward of their left centre wing. Madden to Waitman. In turn to Conlon. To Wallace. Wallace to full forward. Lee behind. And the first time the Western Australian was in front, he gets a kick. Number 20 for them, Andrew Purser to Langsford. In turn to Blackwell. Blackwell on the half-back flank. Going up towards side bottom. Can't get it from behind. And that big fella Madden just chops them off every time. Simon Madden back to half forward. Waitman almost. A chance for Conlon. Here he goes. He loves this sort of stuff, but the kick's not good.
Not good out of bounds on the full, and that's pretty typical of the fella. He kicks some brilliant ones and he misses some of the easy ones.
Well, they call him the human tank from Fitzroy, and that's the way he's playing at the moment. As the kick goes out to Richardson. He's at half back. Comes into the centre. Bazasto's right down there to kick. Picked up by Wallace. The roving centreman to Tuck. Oh, he's run his full measure. Back to Wallace. Getting on their own, these fellows. To Wick. What he's doing down there. Waitman has a long kick towards full forward. This will be close. And it's through once more for 4 points. A brilliant kick.
Yes, it was a brilliant kick by Waitman on that occasion. Deep out in that right half forward flank into the breeze, really fractionally. There is a flutter out there, and it was pulled across the breeze, and it was well shepherded again. Once again, Lee doing good things in the centre, but it continues to be Wallace who's working hard, and of course Tuck and Wallace combining together. They know each other extremely well. But Victoria now got the runners. They've got the numbers where the ball is, and that's what's making the difference.
They've had 19 scoring shots to Western Australia's 10. Score at the moment 10-9-69 to 5-10-40, and the Bronx cheer for Stephen Michael as he's had one of his few kicks. This is Kevin Taylor for WA. Up looking for Ralph. He's got 2 to beat though. That's Dench. Easy as you like for Browning. Out of trouble, Victoria. Up towards the left centre wing. Solon thumping it on. This is Blackwell. Now Langsford. Just a big booming kick into the forward line. Makes it very, very hard. Keith Gregg reads it superbly. Tuck all by himself. They've got now a 2-1 situation over there. Rains is available if Tuck wants him. Doesn't, because Conlon's out there. Conlon can't keep that one in play. Luckily for Western Australia, because he could have well been on his way. 10-9-69 to 5-10-40. We are 23 and a half minutes into the second quarter.
And Conlon's running Tony Solon off his legs at the moment, and Solon is quick.
He's going too fast for himself at the moment, Michael Conlon. Kick down to Wallace again. Forward centre half forward, Blackwell. Over the 50-metre mark. Ooh, kick off the ground, yes, and Tony Solon will take the free. Drawn across the ground to Malarkey. He goes to wing looking for side bottom. English too strong. Wallace all over the ground, this fellow. Towards full forward looking for Lee. Chance for Knights. Got no backup at all. Picked up by Glendinning. And the West get out of trouble as the ball goes out of play in front of the members.
In my opinion, it's time for Blackwell to go into the centre and play in a negative role on Wallace.
10-9-69 to 5-10-40. Victoria in front. Ball almost on their half forward line. Madden with the tap. Down towards Tuck. Glendinning. Flower and Panizza. No result from that. A big crowd in attendance today, in excess of 40,000. And strangely quiet as Western Australia behind. 29 points in fact. And Panizza. No result from that. Boucher, but it's Madden again. Out towards Raw centre. Stephen Michael cannot get into the game at all. Browning, brilliant pickup by Johnson though for WA. There's the lead from Bosustow and a superb pass from Johnson. Bosustow to full forward. That's not a bad kick, but it's hit the post. Looked like it was going through for a moment.
It was a superb kick of the football. I thought he should have crossed right over to Kevin Taylor, who was on his own, but Bosustow knew his own almost knew his own capabilities. He was 1 inch out.
He signaled Warren Ralph to get out of the square so he could have the shot as David Dench goes towards the outer side. WA needing goal from Glendinning. I know what he's doing up there with he's followed his man. He's been shifted, but he's nearly on the half forward line. Ross Glendinning with a long kick in towards full forward. Ralph back of the pack, thumped through by Ick for 1 point.
Well, they certainly don't play
goal from Glendinning. I know what he's doing up there with he's followed his man. He's been shifted, but he's nearly on the half forward.
In football, do they? That was Danaher. That's why Glendinning was up there. Danaher led from centre half forward for the kick out.
It's 5. Kick in. Madden almost. Blackwell. And it's still on WA's half forward line.
Should throw Steve Michael in as a knock ruckman.
He can't get into the game at the moment. Boucher in front. Michael from behind. Buckenara. No one backing him up though. Taylor's there. Inside 50 metres. Taylor's kick, and still Western Australia can't find the big opening.
He got the chance, but because Steve Michael took it into his head then to go for the knock, and he flipped it back beautifully to Buckenara, which set up the shot.
So it's 5-13-43 to 10-9-69. Victoria in front at the 26.5-minute mark. That's Browning with the ball on the defensive 25-metre line.
Yeah, Mr. Cool, Mark Browning, has plenty of time as he kicks it towards the centre. Ooh. Side bottom down there looks like Wallace, is it?
Yes.
Picked up by Rioli. Rioli to the pocket. Bosustow. And Wallace is flat on the deck there at the moment. As Browning, Bosustow goes back inboard.
Buckenara, it was side bottom, ran straight through him.
He's up on his feet, fortunately. And Buckenara is going to have the kick from 35 metres out, and WA need a goal. This fellow played well in the first. Kicks it high towards the stand end. Looks good. Full points.
Yes, a very handy goal to Buckenara. That's his third goal. Started brilliantly in that first quarter. I think he had 9 or 10 kicks in the first quarter, but he certainly slipped away from the action this particular quarter. But he got himself into open space after side. He opened a couple of packs up. Gary Sidebottom barged through a pack and he decked Wallace, and that gave West Australia the chance to break away. Here it is here. I don't know, sort of 6 of one and half a dozen of the other, and I'm barracking for West Australia, so I'm on the side.
No way in the world. Sidebottom didn't even make an attempt to go for the ball in. Boucher and Lee. Michael fighting.
I'll tell you what, he's good.
And it's a high tackle. And Wallace, who was decked a moment ago to take the kick.
Immediately put his head on the line.
Yep. Enormous courage. Right in the centre to half forward. Nothing happening down on the half forward line at the moment. And it looks like a Western Australian kick.
Gee, lucky to get that one. It looked the other way to me.
15 metres.
Yep. Purser going out looking for Boucher. Big fella Lee coming into spoil. Towards half forward. Bazasto, but English as strong as you like. No time wasted to Tuck. Tuck to left centre wing. Flower and Panizza. Flower. Big fella Lee coming into spoil. Towards Langsford. Two is Danaher. Finally Tuck towards left half forward. Up to Madden, who's kept it in to Knights.
That was out apparently.
Must have been out.
No, it wasn't out.
Didn't appear to be out to me. And Royal robbed of an opportunity to goal because there was nobody within 30 metres of him.
Good half forward flank for Victoria. Simon Madden. Goes to Harding. Picked up by Royal. There's his chance to kick, and he does. A good kick in towards full forward. Barrett, the only one home. Got no one to kick it to at the moment. He'll have to go inboard. And he does just that. It's a good kick. Puts out Johnson. There's the siren. Half-time siren here in Western Australia at league headquarters, Victoria. 10 goals, 9. 69. Lead Western Australia 6-13, 49.
Boucher starting up for WA, Stephen Michael and Gary Buckenara. Bounce will favour Lee. Buckenara coming through, the Boucher as well. Greg off the half back line. Buckenara, a bit of a thump round the ear, will take the first kick of the third quarter.
And nearly with a boot.
Buckenara in the centre of the ground. Long kick over half forward. Ralph and Dench in front. Dench strongly.
Typical Dench mark. Beautiful mark from David Dench. Front position all the way. No trouble at all. Puts it out towards the flank on the half forward line. Backwards they go, and English brings it away for Victoria. Buckenara again in front. Boundary line too close. So throwing underneath the scoreboard. Outer side. Opening minute here of the third quarter. This game between Western Australia and Victoria. Boucher on the ball. Tuck. Reads it beautifully, this fellow. Boots it towards full forward. Malaki. Plenty of pace, having trouble picking it up. Got the back up from Solon. Over to Barrett. And Barrett kicks WA out of trouble.
Barrett up towards the right centre wing. And Blackwell has taken the mark for WA.
Top defensive play by Malaki.
And Blackwell into half forward. Long kicks aren't going to help Western Australia. They've got to pinpoint that ball even in the forward line. Big Lee out to Greg. Greg in turn going backward to English. English all the time in the world to put it out wide. Looks like Rains on the right centre wing for Victoria. Plenty of opportunities. Players running all over the place. That was Wallace up towards Knights. Too far for Knights. Buckenara battling with him. Underneath that was Cronin. And Knights too smart to put a tackle on Cronin. So just outside Victoria's 50-metre line. Umpire Smith to bounce. It was Boucher. This is Jim Buckley. He's well caught. Hand pass to the wrong man. Solon read it well. Clean bowled Tuck. Rioli took his eyes off the ball. Greg didn't. Plenty of opportunities. This is McCann for Victoria. Up towards the 25-metre line. Solon dropped it. Shouldn't have. Conlon left foot. It's coming round, but not enough.
Quick ball handling by Conlon on that occasion. Picked up the ball well onto his left foot. Inaccurate, of course, as you can see in your picture there.
Gary Malaki take the kick into play. Been under a lot of pressure today, Gary Malaki. Now going towards the outer flank, the scoreboard side. Buckenara's out there, surrounded by 2 or 3 big players. One of them, Jim Buckley. No trouble in getting around Buckenara. Boots it back towards the forward spot. Knights from the back. Bumps it away. Barrett, reliable Barrett. Not a good kick. And into the arms of Cunningham. Cunningham 30 metres out, directly in front, and Peter Bazasto not very pleased with that one. Chance for Jeff Cunningham. Haven't seen a great deal of him. He's a pretty strong player on the wing. He's having this shot from 30 metres out. Puts it high in the air. I think it's drifted offline.
1 point.
Minor score.
So 10-11, 71 Victoria. WA 6-13, 49. 3 minutes into the quarter. Richardson with the ball. Jim Buckley.
I think it's drifted offline.
1 point.
Minor score.
So 10-11. Cribbing over the mark. Johnson. They're keeping possession of it, WA at least. Look at the use of the left foot with Tuck. Wallace was the target. Brought to ground, fortunately. Buckenara and Rains. Rains on his feet. Boucher up towards half forward. McCann coming through. Side bottom. Hand pass to Panizza. Panizza looking for Taylor. Well, Taylor could have marked that. He's now got 2 to beat, one of which is English. And that's Taylor and English. And the ball just on the defensive side of Western Australia's 50-metre line. They trail 71-49.
Thrown to take place. Side bottom having a run on the ball. With him is Mike Lee. Right full forward spot. Pizzusto. Side bottom. Buckley. Plenty of pace. Rioli. It's on the 50-metre line. And look at that tackling by both sides. Rioli going tuck.
Unusual to see Rioli caught and now dispose of the ball quickly.
Wallace, Terry Wallace, centre of the ground. Doesn't waste a kick, this fellow. Look at it. Up towards Danaher. Can't mark this one. Harding. Oh, that's a bad hand pass. Conlon's in there. Wallace surrounded by WA players, but Wallace will get the kick.
Playing a superb game.
He's got some guts, this Wallace. Goes in for the ball. Doesn't worry about anything around him.
18th kick coming up, but he hand passes.
Terry Wallace off to Browning. Immaculate left foot from Browning. Madden the target, and that's a superb mark by Madden over Purser. And they're killing Western Australia in the air, Victoria.
They certainly are. Up high, they're magnificent. He had his name on that one. Big Simon Madden took a beautiful mark, timely mark, and he's on a most acute angle. Can't see him converting here on the wrong
Runs
foot.
around with the left foot.
Out of bounds.
Out of bounds it was. Yeah, I was waiting. Thought it had scored something, but it hasn't. So it'll be Purser to take the kick back into play. There he is. Hasn't had the happiest of days today, looking after the resting Victorian ruckman. 10-11, 71 Victoria. WA 6-13, 49. We are 5.5 minutes into the third quarter. Purser's kick out on the half-back flank. And the mark taken down there by Panizza. Right half-back flank, Darryl Panizza. Panizza's kick up towards right centre wing. Purser's kick out on the half-back flank. And the mark taken down there by Panizza. Chance for Blackwell. This is Pizzusto for WA. Play goes on. Up to side bottom. The side bottom is marked inside the 50-metre line. Has given it across to Taylor. He's on his wrong kicking foot into an open goal. And boy, did WA need that.
Good running shot by Taylor. He loves those. Well done by Gary Sidebottom too. Read the play well, and he was complimented by Kevin Taylor, who took the ball off hands. Here it is in replay. Lines it up, balances himself first. Well balanced footballer. Had a stint with South Melbourne. Didn't do the best over there, but he's much improved. Certainly needed that.
Having a great season here in Western Australia, Kevin Taylor. 10-11 Victoria, 7-13, 55. As Pizzusto's off the ground now. Changes made by John Todd. Glendinning, one of the most reliable fenders WA have had out there. Solon. Stephen Michael, the roars of the crowd. That's not good from a player who's had a brilliant career. Down towards centre half forward, but that's football for you.
Very fickle crowd we've got here today.
Yes, English, the big barrel-chested backman, new to state football, but not new to football for Carlton supporters in Victoria. Mark Browning, look at that immaculate kick. Up towards the centre, looking for Terry Danaher. Thumped away. Centre of the ground. Plenty of pace from Green as he boots it up towards full forward. Madden was high in the air, but he's given a kick away. And the kick will go to WA.
Andrew Purser to take it for WA. Gives it back to Malarkey. Malarkey in turn going to Panizza. Panizza forced to kick with the left foot. Too high for Rioli. McCann waiting down superbly. That should be a kick to Buckenara, and it is. Backward of right centre wing, Gary Buckenara. Panizza making himself available. Have decided to go inboard, however, to Rance, who's far, far too slow. Wallace isn't. Superb pass from Wallace, and a brilliant diving mark to Madden.
He's a big fellow, made a lot of ground then, big Simon Madden. Mobile, the big Victorian players.
Madden will kick from 55 metres out. Angle, not a problem with his left foot. Look at that. Look at that magnificent kick from Madden, and that has split the centre.
Well, John Rogers explained it all. It was a magnificent kick. He lined it up 50 metres out, straight through the centre. It stands repetition. There it is on your replay. Beautiful kick. His concentration was there. Eyes not off the ball, never off the ball. And Victoria make a quick reply to Buckenara's goal down the other end of the ground.
Yes, 11-11, the big 7-13, Western Australia. And about the 9.5-minute mark. And that was a mistake there, a terrible hand pass from a Western Australian player to allow Madden in to kick that goal. Boucher and Lee, centre of the ground. Buckley trying hard. Taylor around the neck. And Kevin Taylor will take the kick.
He presented himself well, and then Kevin Taylor got him right in front of the dashing Victorian player.
There's that long raking kick towards half forward. Western Australia having trouble getting it down here.
Oh, what a footballer this fellow is.
Glendenning.
He looks as though he could have been transferred to centre half forward at the moment, because he boots this into the pocket. Coach Todd trying everything in this quarter as Mark Lee gets it and boots it back.
And a shocking kick by Mark Lee. Out on the full.
So with the score, Victoria 11-11-77, Western Australia 7-13-55. We are 10 minutes into the third quarter. There's some of the big crowd today. This is Glendenning. Tried to kick.
Lee. Out on the full.
So with the score, Victoria 11-11-7 to cover off that. And Lee, no trouble at all. Lee in the right, that's Browning. Mark Browning going towards right centre wing. Solon on the bottom to Johnson, who's been quiet. This is still Johnson to Stephen Michael, 50 metres out. Michael Richardson with the sit, can't take the mark, didn't keep to his feet. Now this is Keith Gregg, brilliant in defence. That one smothered. Gregg the first to recover, cool and calm as you like. Gregg, and a superb pass further afield at Cunningham. That's Wallace. Number 9 for them is Green. Green up towards half forward. In trouble, Tuck coming through for Victoria. Now a chance for Peter Knights. He's inside the 50-metre line. Usually a good kick at goal, and that's no exception.
Still is. Yes, an excellent goal by Peter Knights, but the work was done further afield. The players came, the Victorians came down the field via Wallace and 2 or 3 of their running players, as you can see in your replay in the picture here. And Knights, eyes on the ball, has time on this occasion. He wasn't under great duress at all. Lined it up and straight through the centre, and Victoria reply with another goal. 12-11-83, leading West Australia 7-13-55 at the 11.5-minute mark.
244 games to Peter Knights. Great career. Back in the centre. Lee all on his own to take that one. Taylor. At least he's given a bit of life, Taylor. Side bottom. 50-metre mark. He's a pretty good kick, Gary, side bottom. Kicking towards the Perth end, and very little breeze at this stage. Puts his boot behind it, doesn't get the distance. Down towards a full forward pocket. Browning. Gregg. Chance for Rioli, and very little breeze at this stage. Can he screw it back? He can. No trouble at all.
Back flank, but Stephen Michael for WA.
That's the Michael at his floating best.
And to side bottom. Side bottom playing on. Has a shot at the post.
That's how WA are going at the moment.
I used to love those, Gary, side bottom. Pretty hard to hit the post these days, and he's achieved just that.
You think he should have got 7 points for it?
That's right.
This is David Dench to bring the ball into play for Victoria. Looking for McCann. He's the only one with the arms in the air. Knocked to the ground. Glendenning couldn't keep it in play. So the score at the moment, Victoria 12-11-83, Western Australia 7-14-56, and we are 13 minutes into the third quarter.
Rance at centre half back, Glendinning centre half forward.
Boucher and Lee. Line ball, that one. Fairly 14-56, and we are 13 minutes into the third. High tackle put on Buckenara. And he'll get a kick from outside 50 metres. In fact, has come off the ground, and Tony Bahagia is back on. There's the kick from Buckenara into the square. Chance for Rioli. Threads his way through. Gave it across to number 12, who was Blackwell, and Blackwell has brought up the 8th goal for WA.
Yes, that was due to the magic of Rioli, though. Once this player gets the ball, he very seldom is dispossessed. He's such a beautiful ball handler. His expertise is certainly shown then, and he got to shot the ball out to his teammate, and straight through the centre it went.
Dale Waitman warming up for Victoria on the interchange. Wait and see who it is that's coming off.
Yes, very interesting with 22 players. A number of interchanges made by both coaches. 12-11 to 8-14, just on the 15-minute mark in this third quarter. Boucher gets the thump. Jeff Rains, who takes a couple of knocks and goes on with it. Rioli again. Long, high kick towards full forward. Side bottoms there with Dench. A one-out duel. Richardson, can he screw it back? He can. Towards full forward. This will be a miraculous goal. It is! Well done, Mike Richardson. That should be the goal to lift aside.
Yes, that was an exciting bit of play. That was stemmed from the fact that Boucher moved to the centre, and the 40-odd thousand here cheered the big, strong Iron Man of Western Australia. Then it went down to the safe hands of Richardson. He was most acute angle, as you could see in your pick. It was a miracle goal, as Bob Miller explained. You can hardly see daylight, and through she went. Now we've got a game on our hands.
Royal off, Waitman on for Victoria. Boucher and Madden. Boucher in the centre. And Wallace got a thump from Boucher.
Right in the mouth. Big Ron's been warned. It doesn't worry him. It's the type of thing West Australia want to lift their play.
Won't worry Terry Wallace, though, as he goes up towards half forward. From behind Barrett. Oh, that's a very high tackle.
Play on, a good call.
The player is allowed to go on. And down goes Johnson. A relayed free kick to Blackwell. So, no love lost between these two sides at the moment. Blackwell going up looking for side bottom. Palms it into the path of Richardson, but McCann mops up nicely. Another change for Victoria. Looks like Cunningham going off, Green going off, and Wayne Johnson going on. In WA's left full forward pocket. Madden, Rioli a chance. Bahagia going down underneath all that. And the score at the moment, Victoria 12-11-83 to WA 9-14-68. And we are 16 minutes into the third quarter. Madden, Waitman and Rioli. Greg on the bottom of that as well. Greg number 27 for Victoria. And there's Green coming around the boundary line. Play goes on. And finally, they've carried it across. Michael Tuck has for Greg number 27 for Victoria. 83.
I don't understand John Todd's moves. Does the game start to liven up? Well, the heavy stuff started, and Boucher's taken off the ground. And he's supposed to be the Iron Man for West Australia, and he really is.
Comments from Marty McDonald as the elusive Michael Tuck gets it at half back. Player was flying all on his own. It's Danaher. He's going to get the kick in the centre of the ground. Terry Danaher goes to half forward, looking for Michael Lee. Jaime can't get it. Barrett gets it out. Chance for Johnson. Over to Blackwell, centre wing. Who he goes for a half-distance pass. Richardson, good mark. Michael Richardson got a new lease of life. Goes inboard, the side bottom. Is now playing at full forward. Rioli's the backup. 45 metres out from Rioli, has a shot. I think he's offline.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
1 point.
So 9-16-70 to 12-11-83. 17 and a half minutes in. Dench. Out wide looking for Madden. Does it superbly to Wallace. Wallace on the half-back line. He's caught. Holding the ball is the decision. Bucket is not a bad kick. Brilliant kick. And WA back in the game.
Very quick thinking by Buckenara. Excellent tackle by Buckenara too. Picked up his opponent. Here he is in action. Very alert to the ball, to the man to tackle him, and lined it up. And oh, what a golden goal for Western Australia that is.
I think he was pretty lucky. He took it a long way in front of the mark.
Did he ever?
12-11 Victoria 83. WA 10-16 76. 18.5 minutes in. Madden on the ball again with Harding. Now the game's livened up. Centre of the ground.
West Australia presented themselves.
Again. Blackwell, they've got some run in them now, the WA players. Here's a chance. Kevin Taylor, 45 metres out from the Rover, and he's given them a bit of life since he come on the ground. Started off as a reserve player here in 1979. Let's see what he can do with this one.
Doesn't like set shots though.
The crowd's with him.
Didn't mind this one.
They'll help him guide it in, but they won't. I think it's offline and through with a minus score.
John Rogers.
You put him off, John?
No, I didn't. He doesn't. He hates set shots at goal. He said that before. He likes to kick them from impossible angles on the run. There's Dench to Browning. Browning, beautiful use of the ball further on to English. Left foot. Waitman the target. Barrett closing. Victoria desperate to get the ball on, and they've done that. That's Danaher going through. Socket off the ground by WA. Now they're on the break. Blackwell to Rioli, who can use the ball to side bottom. Just too far for the big fella. Side bottom. Back to Stephen Michael. Michael to... And he's found his man, Buckenara.
A lot of crisscross stuff by Western Australia, but all of great value. They knew where the players were, did it beautifully, and Rioli, with his polish at the finish, had under complete control.
A goal here would tie the scores at the 20-minute mark. Six directly in front. There's the kick. The crowd love it. It's through. And we've got an equal ball game here at the 20-minute mark in the third quarter.
And Western Australia have hit back with a vengeance. Their running players have come into it. The big fellas have been pushed out of the game because the ball's been pushed around quickly around the ground. The speed is there, and Western Australia have presented themselves to the ball, got the front berth, and they've got players running past them. They've complemented each other, and there's another goal of Western Australia. Dead heat at this stage.
Yes, 11-17 WA, 12-11 Victoria, 83 points apiece, and we're just on the 21-minute mark in the third, and the 40,000 odd plus people have come to life. A lot of people not working here in Western Australia this afternoon, but they're certainly enjoying the football.
Buzusto warming up on the interchange bench.
Harding versus Lee. Harding takes this one. Rebounds.
Purser on for WA, Bob.
Yes, plenty of changes being made by both coaches.
Buckenara off.
Buckenara off. He's one of their best players. Blackwell gets it out. Taken by Greg. Boots it out towards the centre wing. Tucks underneath it. Hard mark it. Cunningham. Back to the reliable Tuck. Back to Cunningham. Plenty of pace. Up they go to the half-forward line, Victoria. Wallace, well controlled, Terry Wallace. In he goes towards full forward. Hard mark it. Cunningham. Back to the reliable Tuck. Excellent goal from the boot of Terry Wallace. And another one to the Vicks.
See where the ball was being moved down the ground, as you can see in your picture now. Handles the ball beautifully. You can hardly see daylight between those goals you can see there. Well, you could see daylight, John, but only just.
20th kick to Terry Wallace, a great performance.
Victoria a goal in front, 13-11 to 11-17. 89 plays 83. And Boucher warming up to come on the ground. Brilliant play by Wallace to put Victoria's 13th on the board. They lead 13-11, 89 to 11-17, 83. It's Bahaja for WA. Up to full forward. Side bottoms, let that go. And it's 5 points the difference at the 22-minute mark. Boucher warming up on the interchange bench to come on for WA. Buzusto is already on. Lee in front. But number 5 for Victoria is Jeff Cunningham. Superb mark.
Budgie's been dragged back 10 metres.
And then some. Almost onto right centre wing now, Cunningham. To half forward. Danaher the target, and there he is. Danaher going into the pocket. Out comes Madden. Didn't get good reward from that, though. Victoria are leading by 5 points, 13-11-89 to Western Australia's 11-18-84. And we are 23 minutes into the third quarter. Madden in front. Harding behind. An opportunity there for Johnson. Now Danaher steadies, but unfortunately the kick is offline.
Unfortunately for Victoria it was. He leant back on that one and kicked it without confidence whatsoever. 1 point resulting.
Gary Malarkey to take the kick into play. Ooh, a wobbly old kick. Mark Lee underneath it. Can't mark it. Dragged off it. Rioli. Johnson. Stephen Michael, left centre wing. Coming to his own in this third quarter. Towards the flank, towards Glendinning. McCann's with him. Very close to the line, and the ball's carried out of play. Well, Australian champions at stake in this game. Victoria won 17, WA 3, and South Australia 1. And it's still anybody's game.
Inside Western Australia's 50-metre line, they trail by a goal. 11-18 to 13-12. Lee versus Boucher. Lee to McCann. This is Bahaja for WA. Quick kick over McCann's head. Oh, collision. Western Australian player down is Blackwell. And plenty of action on the Western Australian 30-metre line. Blackwell on his feet. There he is, number 12.
It's shaken up, but he's all right.
Boy, wouldn't he ever be shaken up. Stephen Michael over the top. Tried to hook it back. Fighting for the ball on the bottom of the pack there is Taylor for WA. But again, umpire Smith to bounce.
The pack of players are in the ball.
Western Australia need a goal to tie the score again. There's no one in the goals at all. Lee over the top. Taylor had it taken from him, staging for the kick. And Victoria will get the kick through Wayne Johnson.
Wayne Johnston, usually a half-forward flanker, but had several runs on the ball today. Looking for Danaher. Dumped away. They're going for the thump now, Western Australia, which is right. Centre of the ground. Play on. No, holding the ball. And Tony Bahaja, who's come back on, is going to take the kick.
Unfortunate decision, that one.
Oh, brilliantly done there. The ball comes out there to Johnston again. Boots it up towards Knights. With him is Malarkey, very close to the line out there. Peter Knights not having the best of days. Boucher. Harding. Harding screws it back towards a half-back line. Taken by Panizza. And back to Malarkey.
Malarkey up there, looking for Johnson on right centre wing. Still lead by a goal as we are into the time-on period. 26 minutes. Boucher with a tap. Chance for Rioli. Cunningham battling with him. Knights is there. They're all standing back and letting the Victorians go for the ball. A hand pass out to Tuck. Tuck inside 50 metres. Long kick.
1 point.
Offline. 7 points the difference at the 26-minute and 13-second mark.
And it's desperate stakes at this moment.
Is it ever? Buzasto. Danaher behind him. That's Rance for one of his few. The Richardson will have to hurry and does. Into the centre of the ground. Brilliant pick up by Malarkey. To Rioli. Rioli a high tackle.
Brushes it off.
Runs his full distance. It's going to be Dench and side bottom. Dench beats the big fella on this occasion and pushed that towards the boundary line, and quick transference of play from defence into attack.
Sodhi appealing for the kick while he was holding Dench with one hand.
Pretty hard to beat David Dench. He's played 265 games for North Melbourne.
Langsford was warming up on the bench then.
Taylor has a shot.
It's a good one.
Have a look at it. It's a point.
Wasn't a good one.
Valiant attempt there by Kevin Taylor. And West Australia certainly put more vigour and determination into this quarter. The Vics with their back to the wall, but they're still playing pretty well. Out to Jimmy Buckley. He's on the half-back flank on the 50-metre defensive line. 15 metres, but Buckley doesn't want it. Kicks to the centre. Tuck's underneath it. So is Knights. Tuck comes out with it, as usual. And the kick.
Oh, dear, oh dear.
I agree with that. For courage, he goes in, head down or anything, this fellow.
Wallace up towards Knights. Thumped away from him. Malarkey a quick kick. 11 is Stephen Ick. Simon Madden almost. Have to hurry. Play on is the call. And there's the square-off kick because it should have gone to Paul Harding initially.
Oh, there's a bubble.
And there's a bit of a bubble now between Cunningham,
Like Richardson and Co.
and Harding and Richardson. Richo doesn't mind, he just wants the kick. He's got it. It's out wide to Panizza versus Green. And that is an absolutely shocking kick from Panizza. There was no reason to do that.
Daryl Panizza, the Claremont wingman, he hurt badly on that occasion, as you say.
Did he ever? And Cunningham to bring it back into play.
Good
That's
talking by the Vicks.
Brilliant pass. Victoria running hot at the moment. Into the square. Danaher underneath it. Knights, a chance left foot still. Peter Knight's an opportunity. He's hooked that back. And Conlon was there, but fortunately for WA, it's been forced through.
Time ticking on. Just on the 29-minute mark as the ball comes out to Richardson. A lot of running in this quarter from Mike Richardson. Towards Boucher. With him is Mark Lee. Cronin. Bazasto. Can't get his foot towards full forward. Knights is hit there. And it hit the post. 1 point.
Thumped away in defence that time by Solon. He was the one that caused it into the post, and that wasn't bad defensive play.
Excellent.
Goal umpire very slow with the flag. Then Malarkey's been waiting for 20 seconds. Another short kick to Richardson. Richardson in turn going out to half back. Western Australia running the ball out into the centre of the ground. Glendenning can't go one-handed. That's English. English out towards right centre wing as the siren has gone for three-quarter time. Richardson in turn going out to half back. Western Australia running time with the score Victoria 13-15-93. West bounce down in the centre. Big fella Lee over the top. Two is Danaher. Being held when not in possession will take the kick. Terry Danaher halfway between centre and centre half forward. Not a good kick. And this will allow Western Australia to be happy with that disposal.
Received no support then, but Alan Johnson could have got over and done a little bit of shepherd work then. He didn't bother to run over, so Taylor was under pressure when he kicked.
Danaher on right centre wing for Victoria. Going in looking for Wallace. Buckenara from behind. Boucher to Solon. Solon into the centre to Buckenara. He in turn puts it on. Thought the push may have been on there to Langsford, but it wasn't. This is Morris Rioli fumbling, but look at the recovery from him. Caught high, called to play on, and now the ball will be bounced.
Yeah, Morris got out of trouble and then ran back into it, but he didn't get much support from his West Australian teammates. Interesting to see Steve Michael starting to sharpen up a bit, but
Umpire Kevin Smith letting it go down there, and about 20 players around the ball as it bounced just forward to the centre position in the WA area. Boy, everyone's sweating on his knock. A big thump from Mimel to tuck. Goes towards the flank out there. Cronin. Haven't seen much of him. Here's his kick towards the forward line. Plenty of Vicks there. Not many WA players. English is one of them. Browning. Only time I've seen him under pressure all day, and the ball's gone out of play.
WA looking yards better since I put both rovers on the ground, allowed Richardson to play more as a half-forward flanker.
Should have done before that too. Just outside the 50-metre line. Michael too high too early. Wakeman, great hand pass out to Cunningham. Cunningham up towards right half forward. Knights a little early. This is Solon. With him is Watson, and Solon picked an inopportune time to fall over. 13-15-93 Victoria, 11-19-85 Western Australia, and we are 2.5 minutes into the final quarter. And there'll be a kick going the way of Western Australia's Paul Harding. Not a particularly good one. Barrett had to work hard to get that to the ground. Panizza well and truly out of his depth at the moment. Buckley. The hand pass was to Green. Very high kick from Green. Again Harding caught. Madden's through. Going to kick with the right foot. And doesn't do it all that well.
Have a look at Wallace, but there he is again. Straight into an open goal.
Absolutely brilliant performance by Terry Wallace.
Defence of Western Australia under plenty of pressure. And the umpire's call for another ball up. It's about 15 metres out from the Victorian goal at the moment towards the Subiaco end of the ground. 93-85 in favour of Victoria. Into the pocket it goes. And once more, the bound umpire to throw it in. WA need a quick goal first to get back into this game.
Yes, they've got to get some run going through the middle of the ground, but I think Maurice Rioli is looking in that sort of form. They could give us that.
Simon Madden in front. Knights from the back. Johnston. High kick towards full forward, taken by Rance. WA coming out to the wing. It's a matter of who's got the run on here. Good tackle by Michael, and it's holding the ball.
Good hard running by Michael, and he came right from the other side of the ground to get into that party.
And the dual Sandover medalist and WA captain takes his kick up to Don Langsford. Cronin towards half forward.
Richardson in front, can't take the mark. Greg read it, Richardson took it from him. Still Mike Richardson battling. Side bottom and Dench in front.
Read it like a book, Dench.
He had Browning available to give it to had he wanted. Dench coming out towards Tuck. Langsford from behind.
He's a player that could give WA some legs too. Langsford, he's had a quiet day, but he's a good runner, and if he can set himself alight, he can lift the side.
And Boucher versus Lee. Rioli coming across to contest as well. Boucher down to Panizza, who just slung the boot at it. Kevin Taylor from behind, English in front. And that's where Western Australia had across to contest as well. Boucher down to Panizza, who just slung the cross to contest as well. Boucher down to Panizza, who just slung the pass to that man Wallace again. He's got an open paddock ahead of him. Wallace up to full. He can't, not yet anyway. And three Western Australian defenders rush that over the line.
Clever tap on by Madden.
Brilliant tap on. So Rance to take the kick in. That was to Langsford. This is Stephen Michael. Fumbling, unusual for him. 11 is Ick. Ick to Johnson. Forced to kick with the right foot. Knights with a set and the mark. No, he isn't paid. And he's very upset about it, and I can't say I blame him, quite frankly.
Oh, it was his own man. He competed against his own man.
Okay. Knights with the tap. It was out to Watson, to Wallace. Look at him go. And Watson's brought up Victoria's 14th.
Yes. He ruck rows virtually from the centre of the ground, this fellow. Never stops running, works hard, and you just can't keep talking about one player all day, but Wallace is virtually the key to the game. And Victoria at this stage looking to be a little bit in control on the ball to me. Their rucks seem to be finishing on a little bit better than Western Australia. I'm a bit surprised Purser's off the ground. I thought Purser in that last 10 minutes of the third quarter did extremely well at the centre bounce downs.
There's a Victorian bench. 14-16-100 Victoria, 11-19-85 WA. About 6.5 minutes into the final quarter, a vital stage of the game. Terry Wallace, 24 kicks to his credit, a great performance. Michael Lee all on his own. Wakeman. Michael in front. To Greg. Langsford. And the umpire has pulled it up. A bounce down on the centre wing.
Blackwell warming up, Bob.
To Greg. Yes, changes with this four-man reserve. Many changes been made by both. The big fellow on the ground, and he will get the kick.
Mike Lee got the kick. Stephen Michael came through like a gazelle then and just missed. And there's an unusual kick backwards to Browning, but it's very effective. Browning another immaculate kick to half forward. Danaher the target. Rance trying to get the ball out. For the ball.
Been in a bit of trouble with the tempo at centre half back, I reckon, Rance.
Yep.
Great smothers by the Victorian side.
A little too slow, Rance, at this stage. Knights to do the ruck work. Richardson coming through for WA. This will be Green versus Panizza, and Panizza not getting away. But Buckenara ahead of Wallace on this occasion. Buckenara going to the pocket, looking for Bahaja. And good defensive play then by Johnson sees Victoria temporarily anyway out of trouble. 14-16-100 the Vicks. WA 11-19-85. We are 8 minutes into the final quarter.
Well, Budgie, one of the small players on the ground there, and put him under pressure there as the ball's on the half-forward line. Glendinning trying to get it out. Close to the line over there.
WA need a lift, and I believe that Busasto is the type of player that could give WA the lift at this stage, and I can't understand why he's not in the play.
But WA can get up. Stephen Michael battling. Comes back again from Wallace to the centre. Oh, kick given away once more. And that man, Terry Danaher, has been all over the ground, this fellow. Kicks it to centre half forward. Buckley's underneath it. Cronin, Tuck. Tuck using the body. Back it comes to the centre. Danaher again, and he kicks it to centre half forward.
And it's all Victoria at the moment at centre half forward. Waitman out to Johnson. Johnson in turn to Cunningham. Cunningham will give it back to Johnson. He a long hand pass to Buckley, who's run into a brick wall. He's given it off to Johnson, who's scored. A goal for Victoria. Brilliant play.
Absolute persistence. Johnson started the move. He threw a couple of hand passes out, persisted on. Looked like Victoria were going to be in all sorts of trouble, but this fella's persistence eventually gave them the alternative to throw it out. And I can't agree with the fact that the move of Glendinning to centre half forward was a good move. I believe it's been a diabolical move. I believe the man should be at centre half back. Rance is in trouble with Danaher. Danaher is the key at the moment to Victoria's run, and Glendinning's hopelessly out of the play.
9.5 minutes gone. Victoria 15-16. WA 11-19. Big knock by Boucher. Pinizza. Blackwell it was. A long high kick towards side bottom. Can't get it. Taylor foxing for the kick. He's kicked wrong-footed. And he's kicked it out of play.
They're not really getting back there quick enough. Side bottom man to Manning and pushing the ball to the deck, but the Rovers seem to be starting a long way off the ground and not sort of reading the ball off the boot and running before it's kicked or as soon as it's kicked.
Well, Kevin Taylor, the only left footer in the forward line then, and forced to kick on his wrong foot.
Well, the score at the 10-minute mark sees Victoria 15-16, 1-0 forward pocket, and Robert Flower coming around to go on the ground for Victoria. Side bottom with the tap. English tried to get it out. Taylor barging his way through, and McCann very happy to see it there.
It's a big draw down the ground when you see Rod Barrett at centre half forward being drawn right down the ground by his opponents.
Taken out of defence. A chance for Rance, who's a long way down.
It's a big draw down the ground when you see Rod Barrett at centre half forward being drawn right down the ground.
Rance in all sorts of trouble at the moment. Breaks out of that one though. Going to come round onto the left. Hick coming out towards half back. A diving attempt by Johnson. Johnson brilliantly to Richardson. Richardson into the pocket. Bahaja. Whoop, was nearly off.
They were just stuttering, I think.
Tony Bahaja will kick from about 30 metres out. 6-85 at the 11.5 minute mark. Bahaja 30 metres out. There's the kick. Western Australia sorely need a goal. They trail 100.
Australia will win the whole of the season's carnival, so West Australia have got to make sure they keep right in touch.
The kick into English, who takes the mark. Solid Des English on the half back line. Puts it out to Browning. Brilliantly done by Browning. Danaher. Half forward line. And beautifully passed down there to Madden. Madden quickly plays on. That's a Johnston. Wayne Johnson about 40 metres out, having a little bit of trouble. Puts it up towards full forward. Good kick from Watson. Right in the square now. Defence battling. The umpire is going to pull it up about 12 metres out.
If Watson's ball control was something to be seen then.
Robert Flower back on the ground for Victoria. Looks like he might be playing out of a forward pocket. Dangerous man to have up there. Bahaja left it. Madden a high kick. Watson almost. And finally discretion the better part of valour as Harding pushed that one through. Short kick into Buckenara. Buckenara up towards Stephen Michael. Greg a little too early, and Michael should take the kick. Stephen Michael backward of right centre wing for WA. Going high looking for Glendenning. McCann. Taylor delicately out of trouble. Taylor out to Blackwell. Blackwell a long kick looking for side bottom. Denchen side bottom. Trying to take one hand to Sidey. Left foot. Not bad. Brilliant stuff.
Yes, and that puts West Australia right back on course. I still believe that now's the time to get Buzzastro out there. The Mercurial is the type of fella that can get you back into the game at the moment, and McCann still seems to me to be holding more than his own against Glendinning at centre half forward and centre half back respectively. But it's an interesting move to see side bottom. They're leaving him wide open in a man-to-man situation with Dench, and on that occasion he won out.
15-17, 107 Victoria. 12-20, 92.
Centre half forward and centre half back respectively. But it's an interesting move to see side bottom. They're leaving him.
WA, about 14 minutes gone, still plenty of time. To the ground, and Buckenara is going to take the kick. Watson not very happy with that one. It goes up towards half forward. Ick. Stephen Ick, no trouble at all. Throwing light towards Waitman. Brilliantly done by Barrett. He's been a good defender for WA all day.
Well, the score, Victoria 15-17, 107, Western Australia 12-20, 92, and we're 15 minutes into the quarter, and Stephen Michael has got the ball across to Buckenara. Buckenara from 55 metres, side bottom, and Dench, and he's missed. The crowd erupted prematurely that time.
Yes, West Australia are biting back. They're starting to get some run into their legs, and Rod Barrett still doing big things in the back pocket.
Dench short to Michael Tuck. Tuck towards the wing. Cunningham the target, and that's beautifully placed. Waitman is available if he wants him. Doesn't. Decides to go long. Barrett missed that one. Victoria an opportunity. Brilliant free. Maurice Rioli looking for Stephen Michael, and that's good use of the ball. Michael will get a kick.
He's becoming a danger now, Steve Michael.
Didn't hear the whistle that time. Michael almost on left half forward flank. Long kick to full forward. Side bottom. Can't get that. Madden too tall. To Buckley. Buckley coming up towards the wing. And that marked to Peniza. Had to take that because he had two Victorians right with him. Not a lot on offer in the Western Australian forward line. Glendinning to the ground. Bahaja can't. Browning, now English for Victoria. Wallace, but Peniza in front. And unusual to see Wallace beaten.
He does this in last quarters, Peniza. He comes home well.
There's Buckenara. Is it 15 metres? Yes, it is.
Oh, that's
a little bit technical, that one.
Dreadfully technical.
Oh, that's academy stuff.
That's not fair.
35 metres out, Buckenara. He's kicked 5 goals. He's been a pretty good player for WA. If he kicks this one, they'll be right back in it. 107 to 93.
How can an umpire fall for that?
In favour of the Vicks. As the Hawthorn player has a shot for goal. He's put it through. He has. And the crowd goes wild here at Subiaco Oval.
And he boots his 6th, Buckenara, and that's a real top performance. Buckenara's been a live wire all day. He's a mercurial player playing out of the centre, in and out of the centre, interchanging with Maurice Rioli on the half-forward flank. Top play by this fella in West Australia. Right back in the picture now and looking right on course to be Australian champions for this 1983 football season.
We are 18 minutes into the final quarter. Victoria 15-17, 107. Western Australia 13-21, 99. Michael in the centre. That's better play to Taylor. Had to hurry. Richardson on the 50-metre line. He's round Browning but lost the ball. Browning recovered superbly. Was shoveled out by Ick, and look at the kick from Browning up to half forward. Danaher with it now. Grant's crawling after it. A chance for Blackwell. The score at the moment, Victoria 15-17, 107. Western Australia 13-21, 99. Rioli with the ball. A hand pass to Taylor. Taylor in trouble. Can't get away from it. Goes backwards to Johnson. 50 metres out. Johnson. It's on its way. It's through. And have we got a football match on our hands at the 19-minute mark?
And now the viewers are having an opportunity to have a look at the champion in action, Stephen Michael, too. His control of the play in the last. Those that were hooting and calling out at him early in the game when he was going ordinary are now standing on their feet cheering. And this is the key. Steve Michael's a big game player. He lifts and he likes challenges. The challenge is on, and West Australia are right back in there and coming home strongly, running the legs off the Vicks.
What a great finish. 107 to 105 in favour of the Vicks. Tuck takes it. Michael Tuck.
Oh, nonsense.
And the kick where it lands.
Yeah, but if it's over the shoulder, and that's what he indicated, it's where it happened, not where it lands. Where it lands is after the ball is kicked.
And Terry Danaher from 55 metres out. Been a good player, this fellow. He's gone for the short pass in towards half forward. Plenty of pressure on. Barrett. Buchanara. No lead, so he kicks a long one towards Panizza. Takes the mark. Panizza come good in this final quarter. Shows plenty of speed. Puts it up towards Rioli. Rioli a chance. One out Jewell. Give it further. Fell to Bahaja. He's put it into it. Full forward. 1 point.
See, everyone in the grandstand was blowing too. Trying to blow it through.
Well, this is the anniversary, the 125th year of football, and what a great finish this is.
1 point the difference here at Subiaco Oval. 20 minutes into the final quarter. Dench looking for McCann. Glendenning from behind. McCann in front.
Done it well, McCann. He's played extremely well, this fellow.
McCann going up looking for Wallace. Thumped behind by Taylor. And will he get a kick? He will.
We've got a lot of umpires in the crowd at the moment.
Right centre wing Taylor goes high towards Mike Lenick. Chance for Waitman. He's through. The whistle is gone, and Boucher's given away another relayed kick.
Well, that's good controlling umpiring, I suppose, at this stage. Very tense at the moment.
Watson to Waitman. Waitman just outside 50 metres. It's a long kick. Lee, no. 1 point. So it's now 2 points the difference. 14-22, 106. Victoria moved to 15-18, 108 at the 21-minute mark.
And Malarkey comes out towards a member stand flank, looking for Michael. Can't get it. Blackwell can. Right centre wing, Wayne Blackwell. Looking for Glendenning, but McCann's right with him. A great duel between these two teammates in Victoria. 44,000 people here thoroughly enjoying this great game as Boucher with Madden. Glendenning. The reliable Greg. Keith Gregg gets a long one to centre half forward, looking for Danaher. Tony Solon's there. He's got no leads. Oh, he's in trouble. Up it comes to the centre of the ground. Rioli. Players throwing themselves. Boucher can't handle it. And finally, Royal kicks it down towards half forward.
Solon, though, for Western Australia. Desperation stuff by both sides. Tuck almost for Victoria. Will have plenty of time to mop up, or did have, and they're still letting him go. Greg caught, and a push.
That looked like holding the ball from here.
Well, I think everyone in the crowd agrees with you by the sound of the hooting and the booing.
Crucial free kick at the 22-minute mark. Keith Gregg towards half forward, and they all stood down and let Madden, it looked like, take it. Watson up the full forward. Lee into the pocket, and Victoria quickly into attack.
Must get Pizzusto on the ground. He could kick the winning goal, or two or three of them in this stage.
And he loves this sort of thing, though. Lee is there for Victoria. Will be opposed by Harding. Lee the tap. Flower and Bahaja still in Victoria's rightful forward pocket, and they lead by 2 points at the 23.5-minute mark. And there's the Western Australian bench. Malcolm Brown, I don't know whether he's grinning or grimacing. A chance for Wallace. He'll be a hero if he gets this. He hasn't.
Gee, what a pest he's been.
Points at the 23.5-minute mark. There's the Western Australian.
Hit him with everything today, and this fellow just persists.
Well, just on the 24-minute mark, Malarkey undecided. He's got to kick it long, and that's the way he goes towards a member stand flank. Chance for Blackwell. Taylor's behind. Now he's got a chance. A push in the back. No, it's penalising the WA side because he's bringing him back.
I thought the Victorians like run-on football.
Glendenning. Right centre wing. Goes long towards side bottom. Still in play by Blackwell. It's good play. Rioli. Taylor surrounded. Mike Richardson. Look at the pressure out there. Michael Tuck. No, says the umpire. Glendenning trying to do it on his own. Kicks a long one towards full forward. There's nobody home for Western Australia. and no trouble for English to take the mark.
English quickly out to Browning. Browning getting Victoria out of trouble as he's done so often today. And there's Cunningham with the ball. He's got Stephen Nick available if he wants him. Doesn't. Decides to go looking for Wallace. Stephen Michael chops that off. Boucher out to Michael. Michael almost a throw backwards. And now Richardson with a chance. Richardson across to Cronin. Cronin back towards half forward. Mopping up beautifully once more is English. English into the centre. Danaher not quite. Cunningham coming across for Victoria. He in turn goes to Green. Green nowhere to go. From behind is Malarkey for WA. Malarkey in turn to Johnson. Johnson can't get round Waitman but must get a kick.
Alan Johnson on the left centre wing end, a 15-metre penalty.
Yeah, 4 minutes to play and 3 points the difference.
And he's 65 metres out from goal, Alan Johnson. He's a good kick, but he's not that good. A long kick into the forward line. Taylor's going to fly. From the back. Nobody wants the ball at the moment. Blackpool's trying to bring it away. Buckenara can't get clear. Over the neck. Play on.
Neck.
Over the neck. Gary Buckenara. He has kicked 6. Could make a hero of himself if he can kick this one.
Alan Johnson's done a hamstring.
Well, there's plenty of players tired and down out there. There's Buckenara trying to get clear. Legged it as he went. Or over the neck there by Tuck. And now a vital kick in this game for this Australian Championship. 3 points of difference. Vic in front. 24th kick coming up to Buckenara. 44,000 pair of eyes on him. What can he do? Drop punt on its way. The crowd say yes. And WA have hit the front.
And justice, I suppose, has been done for Buckenara because he has been a magnificent player. He has persisted. That's his, what's that, his 7th goal. That's an unbelievable performance for a fellow that's played a high percentage of the day in the centre of the ground, and for some unexplained reason, for a period of the time, he spent it on the interchange bench. But that's been a great performance. It's Wallace. If Wallace has been great, and he has been great, if Wallace has been great for Victoria, so is Buckenara for WA. And here he is. The buzz is about to come on.
He's the man that Western Australia need. The score at the moment, Victoria 15-19, 109, trailing WA 15-22, 112. We're in the time on period. We're in the time on period now, 26.5 minutes gone. WA 15-22, lead Victoria 15-19, 109 plays 112. 3 points in front. Boucher, Waitman, Stephen Michael, Bahaja to half forward. Rioli thumps it into the path of Blackwell. Blackwell from 55 metres. Side bottom and Dench coming in. Taylor can score. He has.
Superb roving by Taylor. That time he did run on the play, and that's his 2nd goal. That time he did run on the play. He ran before the ball was kicked, so he got there for the ball off hands. But what a great performance by Tony Bahagia. I don't know anyone watched that movement from the centre of the ground. 3 times he laid tackles, 3 times he died. The 4th time he pulled the ball out. And here it is. Taylor, the true rover, running on this occasion, taking the ball off hands, scooting into an open goal. And this man should have been on the ground for the 4 quarters because he's an informed footballer.
Well, Bazasto's on the ground. What a finish. This is what Australian football's all about. 16-22, 118 WA, 15-19, 109 Victoria. I'd say 2 minutes to go at the most. Boucher again. Bahaja up towards the half-forward line. Rioli, what a damaging player he's been. Browning can't get his kick clear. He's done it all day. To the umpire. Bahaja over the neck.
Oh, look at him going at him too.
He will take the kick.
Yeah,
there's
nonsense.
That was acting for Shaw.
That's
and the kick has been taken off him and given to Brian Royal. What a finish. John Rogers.
Up towards half forward. Punched away from Madden. Madden tried to get it on. This is Barrett for WA. Cunningham in the van. Richardson trapped it well. Hand pass to Bazasto. Bazasto in trouble. Out of trouble. 25 is Boucher. Through comes Richardson. Richardson up towards full forward. Side bottom and Dench. Side bottom not quite. Browning mops out. English it is, mops up superbly for Victoria. And Cunningham has got the mark. He in turn goes to Dench. Dench running up towards right centre wing. Tried to get a long hand pass out. Back goes Buckenara for WA. Bacanara can't get rid of the ball, and he's been penalised for holding it. Victoria are on the way.
Must go back for the kick.
Towards half forward. But fortunately for them, the kicker's got to go back.
Mike Hall would have some courage. Wouldn't he give it a free kick there?
30 minutes gone in the final quarter. Western Australia 16-22, 118. Victoria 15-19, 109.
Well, there's 36 players under pressure and 2 umpires out there also as Michael Tuck takes the kick into the forward line. Can Victoria score? Here's a chance for them. Brian Royal running into an open goal. It'll be 1 point the difference. Another goal to Victoria.
Yeah, sensational stuff by Royal there where he read it off hands. Big pack set itself for Western Australia. Every man was up. Too much enthusiasm, too much tension. No one sat the deck, and Royal did. He sprinted through just as Taylor did a moment ago. Have a look at it. There it is. Every man from WA up, but Royal sat the deck. He read the ball off hand, sprinted through the pack, headed straight for the open goal. First it was Taylor at the other end. Now it's Royal. What have we got? 3 points the difference, probably 30 seconds to play.
16-19, 115. Victoria trailing WA 16-22, 118. 115 to 118. Boucher on Victoria. Got one too many in the centre. Oh, what a time to do that. Boucher towards half forward. And there's the siren. The siren has gone. Western Australia are Australian champions. They've won by 3 points. The final score, WA 16-22, 118, have defeated Victoria 16-19, 115.
At this time, I would like to invite the President of the National Football League, Dr. Alan Aylett, to the dais. Would you make him welcome, Dr. Aylett?
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the National Football League of Australia, I think that we should just stop for a moment and treat these magnificent players this afternoon on both sides to 3 cheers. Hip hip. Hip hip. Hip hip. Magnificent players this afternoon on both sides to 3. And it does give me a great deal of pleasure to make the National Football League 1983 champions, Western Australia. Australia.
Well, I'd just like to thank the Victorians for putting up a bit of a show. It puts WA at the top of the Australian rules football now, and I'd just like to thank the players who come from Victoria and the players who played in WA for top of it today. Thanks very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, the voting for this particular medal was held over the 3 matches, a complete series of games. The winner of the 1983 Tassie medal, Stephen Michael.
Gee, I don't know what to say. All my dreams come all at once. I'd just like to thank all the players from, in the WA side, and thank all the 3 sides that played in the Carnival, because I think if you haven't got sides to play against one, you can't make a top footballer or top side in Australia. Thanks very much.
So is the West Australian team led by the captain, the All-Australian captain and Tassie medal winner Stephen Michael run a lap of honour. We hope you've enjoyed this coverage wherever you are in Australia. the final interstate game of the season, in which Western Australia 16-22, 118, defeated Victoria 16-19, 115. We say goodbye to you from the Subiaco Oval here in Perth.